It's your host, Holly, and it's time for a little teaser talk. Before we jump into today's episode, quick roll call. Who's heading to Welcome to Rockville this year? If you guys see me running around doing interviews, come say hi. You guys have got to check this out.
Welcome to Rockville. Returns to Daytona International Speedway May 7th through 10th with Foo Fighters, My Chemical Romance, Guns N' Roses, and Bring Me the Horizon. Plus, Turnstile, Five Finger Death Punch, The Offspring, Breaking Benjamin, A Day to Remember, Godsmack, and so many more. Welcome to Rockville, May 7th through 10th. Passes on sale now for as low as $1 down at welcometorockville.com.
Pretty wicked lineup, am I right? I hope to see you there. Now let's get into today's episode. What's up, guys? It's your host, Hollie Nicole, and welcome back to Teaser Talk, where we bring you inside the chaos with the artists pushing rock, metal, and everything in between. Today's episode is going to be a fascinating one and a wild one I'm looking forward to, and obviously you guys should be looking forward to it as well. We've got Trey from Devil's Cut in the building, in the virtual building, that is. These guys are blending metalcore and country in a way that actually hits. We're talking heavy riffs, southern grit, and a whole lot of attitude. Their debut album, Roadkill, is dropping April 24th, and trust me, this thing lives on both ends of the spectrum, with heartache to straight up backwoods chaos. So we're going to go into the sound, the story, and how they're carving out their own lane when it comes to what do you guys call it? Mossy oak metal.
Mossy oak metal. Yeah, that's I don't even know how that came to be, but we love it. We're like, you know what? That's fucking sick. Mossy oak metal. We'll claim that's ours, trademarked. Yeah, no one else is taking that.
Yeah. We're gonna go ahead and say, okay, on today's recording date, which is April 15th. If you guys are after the date of April 15th, if it's used, you guys have already been disclosed. Mossy Oak Metal is owned by Devil's Cut. So don't you go scroll up there.
Put a TM next to that. Yeah.
100%. So with that being said, let's just kick that off with that question of how would you describe that sound?
Basically, the whole concept is we didn't want to be too on the nose with the country side of it coming from the metal realms, you know. Basically, like lyrically, the storytelling aspect that country is known for, the melodies, a lot of melodies, the melodic vocal lines are so good in country music. So we were trying to basically sprinkle tidbits of that over top of heavy riffs, but the ambience are just all over the place, from like mandolin, banjo, lap steel, washboard. You know, we use a lot of country instruments in our music, and we do it in a way where it's not too over the top. We try to even pitch shift them, down tune them. You add some sort of effect to where it's like, is that a mandolin? And yeah, it is, but it's skewed and chopped in so many different fucking ways. So it's like we're just trying to not be overtly country with it, because that word is just a turn off to a lot of people. Unfortunately, they hear the word country and they're like, oh, my dog died, my lady left me, I drive a truck and drink Bud Light. You know, it's like, man, it's so much more than that, you know. So give it a chance.
Yeah, it's interesting though too, because like, you know, we've all seen within the scene, like we'll see artists in different genres collab, right? Like you might see a country artist collab with, you know, even metal artists and such. But it's interesting to see it, not necessarily a collaboration, but it's I don't want to say an identity, but it is a sound, like you said, you're making your own Mossy Oak Metal. So when did it click to you guys that it wasn't just some kind of a gimmick, but it's something that you could really build a movement around?
Well, it all started back when, God, it was like 2018. Cody, our manager, he was like, dude, because the band that was prior leading into what became this, we were kind of going through like member changes and like a rebrand and all that stuff. And Cody was like, I think we should blend country and metal. I think this is about to like be a thing. I think we should get ahead of this like curve. And I'm like, I mean, I hear you, but like, how the fuck do we do that? Because that's like, you know, there's, you know, again, here in country metal, I'm like, you know, like I don't quite know how we're going to execute this, you know. And we kind of started going to Nashville, working with Andrew Bayless and a few other people down there. And we had a lot of early demos that will never see the light of day, because it was just it wasn't really the sound we were looking for. But once we kind of found like this is it, we just kind of just hit the ground running with it and just didn't look back. But it was
And that's
honestly a lot of Cody's idea, and I'm glad. He was like, "Oh man, we're from Kentucky. We listen to Garth. We listen to Metallica. It just fucking makes sense. It's about to be a thing." But I look back at that conversation too, and he was like 100% right. Like kind of scary, eerily, like he had insider trading or some type of knowledge that I just wasn't privy to. So
I
he
picture
was
it like
right. My hat's off to him, man. Like he called it.
I picture it almost like a war room, like NFL draft. Like your guys are at the table. You're like, okay, like mad scientist meets war room.
We were outside of PBR, which is a country bar in
Yep.
Louisville, and literally sitting at a picnic table outside of PBR, just having a good time. And it was like that, where it was like the whole band sitting there. We're all like, "All right, guys, this is the plan." Like kind of doing that number, and everything set out from that meeting has executed. So
That's
all's well that ends well.
insane. I love that too because I feel like just growing up where I grew up in small town Oklahoma, Tim McGraw, Garth Brooks, Dolly Parton, all of those people. But then at the same time too, like that was my mom's music, right? So like I don't have control of the radio at this point. So but they are like I do enjoy like the classics, if you guess you will, of country. But then on the flip side, like me finding my own personality, it was the Metallica, it was the Pantera, it was Rob Zombie, all these other different influences. So it's really cool. That's why I was like, whenever I got your guys' information, like your sound and stuff over, I was like, holy moly, I love this. Because personally for
Oh
me,
yeah,
like it's
man.
not that I hate country or anything like that. It's just my body doesn't know how to move to like modern country. Like I can either mosh or like stinky dance. Two
Yeah,
stepping, my
yeah.
body doesn't know what to do with, right? So I'm just like, what do I do with my hands? What do I do with my legs? So it's very interesting to see those two worlds collide. And there has been an attempt, I feel like, on country metal before. But what made it to where you guys were at that table? You're like, fuck it, we're gonna do it, make it our own. And what do you feel like you guys have done differently that maybe some others have missed the mark on?
Well, really, when you go back, like I'm not going to say it's anything like new. It's always been in front of our face, like Nickelback. If you really go back and listen to Nickelback, like the shit from like early on, the, it's pretty much country metal. Like I mean, the lyrics are very country esque. They were always dancing that line, Pantera was the same way. Like Pantera, though you could be like just more Southern rock, it was still
Mhm.
Southern country elements to a lot of their
Yeah.
music, Maylene's and the Sons of Disaster. There's so many bands that just kind of done it, but just not to the point where this is like we're like embracing it like to the extent like we're doing. Like our visuals are so important to us. Like when we do our music videos, we try to go over the top and show like a day in the life of what like it is in Kentucky, like mudding,
Yeah.
four wheeling, shooting guns, just having a good time, a bonfire, with your friends. And I think just a collective brand that the way we're doing it stands out. And it's just like another reason why I love the visual so much. It's like when we started the music videos that were coming out, it was a band in a warehouse with lights behind
Mhm.
them. And it just, no offense to any band that did that, it just all looked the same. None of it really stood out because they were all doing the same fucking shit. So it's
Yeah.
like when we come out, it's daylight, it's not in darkness. We're shooting guns, four wheeling, just having a good time in the country doing ignorant redneck shit. There people will be like more inclined to be like, what the fuck did I just watch? So it's just like, just trying to go that end of the spectrum and do something completely different from everyone else in the genre, at least the metal genre.
And I love it too because yes, there's some thought process into it. Like you said, you guys were all like sitting there and talking through it. But what I love about it too is like it's true authentically you guys' selves, right? It's not like,
Oh
you know
yeah.
what, we could really the marketplace needs this style. Everyone learn country real quick because like you guys grew up on both
Yeah,
both
it
worlds.
can I mean, that's pretty much, especially like all of our videos that we're dropping for the new album. All
Mm,
but one video was filmed at our bassist house. Like we just reuse his house for every fucking video. Just did like either inside the house, outside the house, in his garage, behind his garage, and it's literally in the middle of fucking nowhere. You can shoot your gun freely. There's no laws against it. You like burn the biggest bonfire in the fucking world. And you can play me like we rehearse out there too. So like that garage, the next video we're dropping is in the garage we practice in. So it's just like it's funny, man. It's a different world for a lot of people. If you're not in tune to the country side of things, if you're from a big city, it's shell shock.
Chaos. I love it. Okay, well, I'm just gonna go ahead and throw my name in the hat. The next time you guys have a music video and you need a backup, you need like a background character. Let me come
But
party
yeah,
with you
bring
guys.
it, man. Bring it. Bring it. As long as you can shotgun a beer or stone cold one, you're good.
1000% I can do this.
Then let's do it.
Absolutely.
Let's
Bear
do
shit
it,
in the
man.
woods. Absolutely. I
do it.
love it. So your cover of Tequila in 2019 was an early signal. Looking back, was there a risk that you saw, or did you knew that you guys were onto something? Was like, did you put that out there and like, man, this is a little risky? Like, how did that feel? And yeah, like, what did you, I guess, learn from that risky, if you will, drop of that cover?
Well, that was kind of at the time when we did that, we were still writing like our first like originals, and we thought that that would be a good tone setter for the band. Like if we just come out with a country song but made it rock. It just made sense just as a way just to kind of like foreshadow what was to come. But even with that being said, at the time, that pop goes punk stuff, like everyone was always trying to grasp anything in the pop music realm, but they would never fucking look at country music. Like Dan and Shay Tequila at the time, that was a huge fucking song for country music, and everyone doing covers were only doing like standardized top 40 pop music. So it's like just like uncharted territory, and we're like, why is no one touching these great songs? So like it was just kind of like a double whammy as to why we went that route.
I love that. It's almost like confirmation too, because you're like, okay, this feels natural. We've got something here. Let's just keep on, but make it our own.
Yeah, we're actually talking about doing another one because it's been a while. So we like doing covers. We just try to not do it too much, but yeah, it's about due time. We're talking about doing one.
I love it. Insomnia is blowing up on TikTok. Did that moment change how you guys approached writing, or did it just double down on your guys' instincts when it comes to writing music?
Not really so much the music aspect, but it was the visuals. Because the clip that kind of just took off was right at the breakdown, and the visuals were so nice. We had three. Actually, one of the girls in the music video is my next door neighbor. She's a dancer. Like she has a dance studio and all this stuff. And I'll never forget walking in the backyard. I'm having a beer, and I was like, "Hey, would you be interested in like making a line dance for a music video?" And she was like, "Yeah, I'll get a couple friends and all this stuff." I was like, "Hell yeah." And it just having three girls in country attire just doing a line dance. I'm stone colding a beer at the breakdown. It just the collective what the fuck is going on yet again. And when we posted it, it didn't really take off. It was just kind of like a slow burn. And it was literally like 2 days after Christmas. I'm at a bar with Cody, like it was my birthday as well. And I'm at a bar with Cody, and my phone just kept going off. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I like just log into TikTok, and it was just moon shooting out of nowhere. It like took a week for it to really do something. And then once that happened, you just take the wheel. It was weird. It was weird.
That's crazy. Yeah, and it's interesting though, like, because a lot of people I heard, or I've heard of, or people like these social media gurus, they're like, okay, post it, and if it doesn't hit within 2 hours, delete it or take it down and repost it again or whatever, which I'm sure that there's definitely some legitimacy in that strategy. But it's interesting though, because you like you said, it's like a week later. Is that what you said? And then it started blowing up?
It was a minute, and it did okay to start, but not what it became. Like it was really weird. But like even ever since then, the algorithms have changed so much. They're always changing it. And it's very frustrating to try to figure it out. You think when you think you master it, you don't. They change it. You're having to relearn it,
Yeah, it's interesting. I feel like I've brought this up in a couple of podcast conversations just because it is something that, it is relevant to today when it comes to creating those sound bites or those viral videos that really blow up the awareness of it. And I had Kirk Weinstein from Crowbar on earlier this season, and it was interesting because they really, they're like 90s sludge metal. So like typically that audience isn't necessarily on TikTok or on whatever, but
Right.
they're
Yeah. Yeah.
long riffs. They're long riffs, and it's funny because it's like, some people like make some like funny memes and stuff using their songs, but it went from, and I wish I knew the actual numbers, and I wish I would have asked him, but like I have a friend and he was telling me that, their Spotify, like beforehand, it was like at maybe, let's just say hundreds of thousands of listens, maybe tens of thousands. Either way, that's still a great monthly listen. But it's
Oh, it's
now
moon
over like,
shooted.
now it's over like 1.4 million monthly listeners
See,
on
that's sick,
Spotify.
man. Like they're legends, but like
Mhm.
even with that being said, better late than never, man.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, no,
it's
100%. That
like
just shows you there too. That's like no one's ever too young, too old, too whatever. It's
right, right,
really
right.
taking that opportunity though, and then like you said, like, hopping on it whenever it happens instead of just letting it die out quickly. You just got to keep that momentum going. And
Yep.
yeah, I think that's fascinating to hear that it was a week later that it blew up. That's very cool. So you guys
Yeah.
have played from metalcore tours with Attila to festivals like Rockville. Where do you feel like Devil's Cut feels most at home right now?
As far as
As
like
far as
a
like playing tours
genre,
and stuff, yeah, like, where would you say that you guys are like, man, this is our home? Because you
D-
guys have a very distinctive and
dude,
broad
like
sound.
I love country. My thing is like with country, like right now we do have songs that could blend, but not an entire set of just like more
Yeah.
country esque stuff. We've done shows with Lakeview, like they're our homies, and they're kind of doing the same thing. They're more on the country side of it, if you will. But
Mhm.
we've done stuff like that, and we can make it work. Like Hardy, I would fucking die to play with Hardy. I fucking love him, and it would make sense. Hardy, if you're watching this, remember,
We
but
gotta make sure to tag them too.
but
Well, hey,
metal. I'm just like we know so many guys in the
mhm.
metalcore world. Our early songs that we like started out like Let Go and stuff was co-writes with Cody Quisted. And it's just like it's just a community in that realm, and we're pretty close with a lot of them. And just to go out with them and just the energy from metal shows is
Yeah.
uh, just something different. Hence
Yes.
why those Rockvilles and Louder Than Life's are so
Uh-huh.
awesome.
Yes, I agree with you 1,000%. There's something special about that crowd. Yeah, it's just no one judges anybody. You just do your own shit and just be a decent human being, and everyone's gonna have a good time.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I love it. So, you had mentioned earlier about, you moved to Nashville, right? To write
No,
Roadkill?
it's basically my second home.
Yeah.
I came very close, but me and a buddy opened a bar up here.
Nice.
But I still might. I know Cody was like, you need to move down here, but
Mhm.
I had a few buddies down there, like Lakeview. They're from Pennsylvania, and they
Yeah.
were like, man, I'll tell you, if Louisville or Pennsylvania was as close as Louisville is to Nashville, we would have never left. Just 2 hour drive, make your trips, like come down as much as you can, go home,
Yeah.
because it's turning into LA. It's basically East Coast LA. And I was like, oh, really? And sure enough, man, like ever since that's probably about 4 years ago, it's gotten more and more chaotic. Cost of living is
Mhm.
astronomical. Everything's expensive down there. I'm like, fuck, I'm kind of glad I didn't. But we go down there. We're down there a lot. When we did the album, we stayed a solid month down there. And
Nice.
Cody lives down there. He has a massive house. He's never there. That's kind of like there's a room there that I claim, even though it's not mine. I'm like, that's my room. That's my room. So it's just like one of those things.
That's awesome. What would you say about that environment that unlocks creatively for you that, no other environment does for you?
Um, it, it's it is a special energy. It's like even just when you go out and network and just go out with certain people and then you meet people who introduce you to people and it's
Mhm.
just like you think the industry is so massive and then you realize in that instance it's not. It's like so small, and just like the mindset and working with some of these people, they all think differently but they're all geniuses in their own right, and it's just like I hope to God working with you, like some of your genius will just sprinkle. Like I'll
Yeah.
pick up some of that, because it is an eye opening experience working with like a Cody Quisted or a Bayless or a Whitworth, that opened up my train of thinking in a different way. So yeah, it's just it's a cool creative collective down there.
I love that. And, it's interesting because, working with co-writers or producers with a country background, how do you guys balance that outside influence without, excuse me, without losing that raw devil's cut edge?
Well, see a lot of that when we do, because a lot of the writers we work with, like a few aside, have been country, like right, like Michael Whitworth. Like we were one of the first rock bands he did outside of country, and that man wrote for like Florida Georgia Line, Lady A. Like I mean, crazy like resume. But he was so intrigued by the rock side. Everyone in country wants to do rock. Everyone in rock wants to do country. It's like so fucking weird. But the whole point like of us was to be like, hey, this is what we are. We want to have elements like the vocal hooks, the storytelling aspect, but we're still going to be us, and everyone's totally embraced that and been like, oh, this is fucking easy. Yeah, I got you. So we haven't had an issue with it yet, knock on wood.
That is awesome. I feel like country and metal have always circled each other. Do you see Devil's Cut as part of a wave, or are you guys just trying to kick in the door and start a new one?
Man, like when we kind of started doing this, Lakeview was doing it around the same time. Like we basically came out just about the same time, and ever since then, I'm just there's like more and more. Like I'm starting to see like a trend. It's not like oh my like like the biggest genre out there, but it's slowly building to where it's like there's bands coming out that are doing what we're doing. So
Yeah.
I don't. It's kind of weird. It's just like I didn't know how this was gonna go. I didn't have a crystal ball. But to
Mhm.
see the way it's going, like it could be like one of those things where if there was like a Mount Rushmore of like country metal, maybe one day we could be considered one of the small faces on it, with Hardy and Lakeview and
Yeah.
like all
You
of
guys are
them.
gonna
Like
be like
I
the
was like,
godfathers of Mossy Oak metal. Like, oh,
yeah,
there's
that's what I'm
the
saying. It's like,
legend.
man, like if you like, that's kind of a weird concept. But
Very
here we are.
interesting. Here we are. So you guys are hitting the road hard in 2026. And actually, whenever this podcast episode drops, you guys are probably going to be actually on the road. So let's kind of talk about what you guys got going on in the tour, areas that you guys will be stopping by so that listeners in can check real quick if they haven't grabbed their tickets to go see what's up with this Mossy Oak metal.
Absolutely. We are all over the East Coast. We start here, go all the way down Texas. We're up all the way up to New York, New Jersey, over to Pennsylvania, Michigan, all the way down to Florida, Georgia, all the Carolinas. It's yeah, it's a lot. But
That is awesome.
hopefully by the end of the year we'll be because I know when we did the Attila tour, it was like primarily West Coast, like Midwest to West Coast. And I know there's people like when you coming back, and we haven't been out there since. So we're definitely needing to make our way back out there. So hopefully by the end of the year we'll have some West Coast states as well. We're working on.
I love it. Well, this is teaser talk. So before we go, what's one thing that we can tease fans with to expect that's coming next from Devil's Cut?
Well, the album, well, so when the album drops, we're doing a music video for every single song, which is kind of
Nice.
unheard of. But
Yeah.
that's kind of our go-to. Like we have to do it. We don't like releasing music without a visual behind it. But there's going to be some good videos. That's all I can say about that. Like we're just starting with this, so it'll be cool.
I can't wait. I'm sitting here teasing myself because I'm like, damn, I can't wait till all this comes out into the public. I've gotten the privilege to have some sneak peeks of what you guys got going on. So that has me salivating. That gave me a taste of it. So I'm super excited to see all the cool things you guys are going to be doing and looking forward to see that. And I'm gonna have to check myself and see when you guys are going to be in Texas and see if I'm going to be in the area because I might have to swing by and catch a glimpse of this. And curious, last question is, okay, like, do you have a mosh pit? Do you have like a line dancing pit? What does your pits look like at these music, or is it something that we just got to go out there and
A lot of
experience?
jumping, a lot of moshing. It's high energy. We have had people trying to line dance in the middle of the
Yeah,
pit just for the good old sake of it.
yeah, for
I'm fine with either, man. Bring it all. Just
sure.
don't hurt nobody.
I love it. Those are good, solid words of wisdom. Well, Trey, thank you so much. It was awesome having you on, and I really appreciate your time.
No
All right,
problem.
everyone, that's a wrap for A Devil's Cut. Make sure you go check out Roadkill, dropping April 24th. Stream it, blast it, go catch these guys live, because as you guys can have heard from this conversation, it's going to be a whole different level. As always, if you guys are new to this episode or new to Teaser Talk, hit that subscribe button, drop a review. Only good reviews only, please. Just kidding, but for real. And share it with your crew. And seriously, that helps us. It helps people like Trey, Devil's Cut, everybody else that's on the show. So we appreciate your time. And Trey, again, thank you so much. This is awesome. This is very energizing.
Oh yeah, nice meeting you. Thank you for having me.
I hope you enjoyed this episode of Teaser Talk. Head over to teasertalk.com to subscribe so you don't miss out on another episode. Until next week, keep rocking.